It's one of Floridians' worst nightmares, a sinkhole near your home. But what if your landlord knew about it and didn't tell you before you signed a lease? ABC Action News investigator Adam Walser talks to renters caught up in that situation and hears from an expert about options available to protect their families.
We're freaking out. We are afraid, but what can we do?
It started dipping, and it's pretty bad because it was right where my kids' beds were.
I feel like worried a lot.
These residents of the Manhattan Palms condominium complex in West Tampa live in constant fear of sinkholes.
Did anybody tell you about the sinkholes before you signed the lease?
No, before I signed.
The condo's property management company sent this letter to owners describing confirmed active sinkholes throughout the property that have been determined to be affecting the entire property. But records from the Hillsborough County Property Appraiser's Office show about 80% of the units are filled with renters, not owners.
The landlord didn't tell nobody. Nobody knows nothing.
Did they tell you about the sinkholes before you signed the lease?
No.
When we came to the complex to try to talk to some of the renters here on the property, the management company told us to leave and referred us to their law firm.
We reached out to their attorney multiple times, but he didn't call us back. The Homeowners Association learned about the sinkholes more than 5 years ago. The HOA even filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against its insurance company, which refused to pay all the estimated repair cost. The renters we spoke to moved in after the lawsuit was filed.
That's something that they should have told us before we moved in. I would have never signed the lease.
I think they should put notices out.
Someone could get hurt, someone could get killed if the sinkhole opened up.
Attorney Kirk Eason says landlords, not the HOA, are required by law to tell tenants about sinkhole activity in individual units. But disclosure requirements are not as clear if the problem is elsewhere in the complex. In those instances, he thinks it's more of an ethical obligation for the landlord and the HOA.
It's just like if you knew that there was a leaky gas pipe, even though it's not in your unit, but if you know if it exploded, it would affect your unit. I'd probably err on the side of disclosure on that.
Eason says renters should report suspected sinkhole activity in their unit to landlords immediately. If it's verified and not corrected, that can be grounds to terminate a lease. Records show multiple Manhattan Palms tenants reported sinkholes to the county. At least 2 residents who received Section 8 vouchers from the Housing Authority moved out after their units failed inspections.
Because not everybody can just up and afford to pay to relocate.
Eason says landlords who fail to disclose safety issues can be ordered to pay relocation expenses and even legal fees if renters prevail in court.
But there are options for tenants. I would never say a tenant is stuck, especially when they're having an issue of safety.
Yeah, because I had to come up with money I didn't have, a lot of things, but I feel safer at night sleeping knowing, I'm not going to wake up and my front door is 6 feet above me, so I just got out of there.
I'm I-Team investigator Adam Walser, taking action for you.